we're going to see opened up. Every region's going to have its own thing. Certain teams, like people know each other. Inter-region play, teams know each other like even better, right? So they play each other in pubs, etc. They know who's like the Marcy spammers. They know who's the Primal Beast spammers. So I think we'll see, a little bit more targeted bans. And yeah, let's see for Hellraisers. I think it's, for me at least, a lot of always pressure on Watson. He's like literally top like 1 through 10 carry player for months and months and months now. He's got to impress, and he's got his work cut out for this Navi. Like Navi's looked so damn good. No one is just back on his stride, dominating mids. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Sort of, for the viewers as well that may not follow Eastern Europe as a region as closely as they do other regions, the names, they stand out. You see Navi, you see your Solo, you know one, and even sort of the fresher talent of Vichu, had that sort of rise up over the last few years where he was, showing what he could do, and it looked very, very impressive. Already here with our first 2 openings. We're seeing a lot of push, a lot of focus on getting the ball rolling, and it's kind of what you expect right in these qualifiers, especially in game 1. You want to go in and you want to prove that you're able to just crush your enemy. You want to get that 20 to 30 minute victory done and dusted, because you've got a lot of games to play. You want to get them over nice and quickly, and both of these openings show that. Undying and Lycan here for Navi, and of course for Hellraisers, Chen and Enigma. I mean, from what you understand of Dota, which opening do you prefer?
They both have their merits, but I like Navi's like overall aggression and group up a little bit better, a little bit easier. Like Hellraisers, they're going to be pretty limited on plays whenever I see like Chen and Enigma, because Enigma's, it's mostly around Black Hole. Sure, new Enigma's mostly played around Eidolons to push towers and stuff like that, but these two kind of do a very similar thing of being able to push towers down early, while Navi's, it gives you team fight, it gives you lanes, it gives you a lot. Not to say Hellraisers isn't good right now, but it just
10 seconds.
I like, from what I've seen, at least in the patch, also Navi's, at least for me, looks, Chen Enigma is strong, but Undying in this patch is insane. I don't know if you've seen, like, he wins every team fight, wins every lane. This hero provides like everything. He shuts down like every offlaner as well too. He gives you like everything. This new Decay is insane.
No, absolutely. It's that hero that you've got to be so careful how you go for him, right? He's in the laning stage, and it can be very, very misleading, how close you are to actually being able to actually just take the fight straight to the Undying. Suddenly a Decay and a Soul Rip, and the difference between the HPs when you're going into the clash is completely flipped on its head. So, and in these sort of very tense series here in the qualifiers, it really can be that hero that just completely destroys the flow that you try to get going in the laning stage.
It breaks the lane, and then mid game, it's like we're gonna win this fight in most situations wherever the Tomb is placed, because Tomb gives you absurd vision, like 1800 night vision. They also have Lycan, so vision with wolves. That's why I'm like, I like this opener a little bit better, because I feel like it gives you easier fights and everything too. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes. So one thing about Hellraisers though is they do have the Chen versus Lycan, so that's Shard. Of course, Lycan goes for Dominator Overlord. Chen can just get a Shard, eventually steal it inside of fights. But that'll be down the line.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's see what the bans. I mean, when you start to see both teams go for this, any of the bans surprising to you, or can you see what each team's trying to take away?
No, they look pretty standard, I would say. Like the Pango ban and the Rubik, these are the ones that are really tough for Chens and Enigmas. They just clear everything. They also just have, of course, the spell steal, whereas Enigma's going to be annoying. On the other side, looking at Navi's bans, they're trying to protect the Lycan, the lane. The Bloodseeker and Monkey King bans, that's what that tells me, because that lane is very difficult versus both, and Bloodseeker as the game progresses. PL, I think that's just, you're playing versus Watson, it's one of his favorite heroes. You're playing with Undying. You don't want to play versus PL when you're playing with Undying. It's the hardest counter. So those bans all make sense to me, at least for setting themselves up for, how they want to play with their draft. And in particular, this looks like Navi really wanted to make sure that the Lycan has a good game, so. And now Hellraisers, that's the counter that we've seen versus Enigma all throughout the major also too. Just Bristleback. Even if you get Black Hole, the Quills might kill him. In lane, you kill the Eidolons, etc.
For sure, yeah. Having that sort of AoE physical damage is going to be pretty important if you want to deal with the Eidolons.
5 seconds remaining.
Of course, we saw the major. One of the other answers was the Mars, but the nerfs, meaning that you can't rely on the Aghanims to clear out anything during the Black Hole, during whilst you're stunned.
Yeah.
Might mean that we see that hero not be as favorable. See Clockwork. come into play
hero.
here. Bit
Very
of
fun
control,
hero.
bit of catch for the Lycan.
Really cool change as well too. Maybe not
Yep.
something you'll see too often. We did get to see it last game actually with the ones they were just casting with the Ags clockwork. Really cool. The rockets are insane in team fights. Like not really what the heroes picked for at the moment though. Of course, it's just it's a clock. It's a really strong laner. But their lanes look a little interesting right now. So what? It's a Chen 5 and a Clockwork 4 playing around Enigma. Not something you usually traditionally see.
Yeah.
And now they see unreliable control and catch. So Navi, they snatch up the puck. And this looks like a great puck game already. It's a hook shot.
For sure.
Like, got it.
And it also looks like a pretty nice Wyvern game.
Yes.
Having that against the push, that setup as well. Being able to stop the black hole potentially.
Remaining.
I love Navi's so far. I think they win the team fight, they win the counter push, they have strong lanes, puck uncatchable. Lycan is also a really interesting hero just to talk about because like and we're gonna see it. You'll notice the lag in the game too. The global howl. You'll see your game lagging. So when it happens, just realize that it's howl really quickly. Yeah.
And how do you feel? Do you like Ember being picked into puck? I mean, how do you sort of feel about these heroes matching up?
He sees no disables. It's the same thing, right? The puck sees like a clockwork hook shot and like Malphus very limited stunts. Ember sees Undying and Wyvern. Like these two heroes aren't going to catch him, and he's playing those pucks. So.
And you feel like it's fine to go in and just be like, you don't care about the dream coil. You feel you're always going to be able to sit back and wait until the puck sort of hands being forced on another hero.
Yeah, I think so. I think like, you can get so much done jumping into backlines. Puck now has to commit coil on Ember, but at the same time too, I look at the puck game and I'm like, he only really has to coil Ember. What do you care about coiling Chen and Enigma Clockwork? These are whatever. Coiling Ember is your 100% go-to as the side of Navi.
No, for sure. That's why I'm wondering. Like, this Ember, I feel it's a bit of a very confident pick.
Yeah.
Because you are, you're target number one here for the puck.
He's probably just telling himself, if I just avoid coil, if I don't get coiled or if I don't get silenced, these fights are absolutely free for me right now. So I think Navi, they're probably going to pick one extra +1 to maybe counteract him or just a carry hero that doesn't really care about Ember Spirit too much.
Well, so you're something big and beefy.
Let's see. Evasion also isn't bad, like PA, and you're playing versus Clockwork, so I think maybe they could look along that line. I see a TB ban as well too, so I'm thinking PA even more now for Navi.
Have a look, final bans here. Carries that Hellraiser's targeting, they ban the morph. See what they themselves read from having that TB being banned.
That's a good ban. That's better because now that's actually better also because it's like versus the Enigma. Now Enigma can actually black hole in fights, and I've seen the Enigmas actually do well versus like PAs in lane. The PA still farms, but Medusa overall, like there's no way that Hellraiser can ever team fight then if there's a dude.
10 seconds.
I can see that. Why
they would have had excellent setup as well with the coil and the curse.
Yeah.
5 seconds
made the fights
remaining.
Very appealing for Medusa, so definitely likely that was high up on what Navi wanted to get their hands on.
I see PA, and honestly, I see Ricky. I think Ricky is an untapped hero.
Bit of Ricky.
It's Ricky versus Clockwork.
True.
Strike around. You have Cloud versus Ember. It's going to be PA. This was the obvious one, but I wanted Ricky. I really wanted Ricky.
It was gonna be one of the assassins, and because PA definitely the safer one. Maybe if they were sort of like a game 1 up and it was game 2, they stray a bit further away from the more regular picks. But
absolutely. But I think either could have worked. I think Ricky though. I think this hero's gotten crazy buffs. I'm telling people right now.
Okay.
You can farm. You actually can farm now with your abilities because you kill creeps. But anyway, this fits the same thing. Kind of like what I was saying. They banned the TB, so they set the PA up for success. They have the control. There's a limited lockdown for PA, and PA versus Ember. You can dodge the slights. You can kind of just erase Ember Spirit in some fights as well too. Once you get to that point with your items, so I love Navi Draft. I think it actually ticks all the boxes. They have vision. They have minus armor for PA. They have Roche control, etc. Hellraisers, I'm quite concerned with their playmaking unless this Ember goes out of control. It doesn't look the easiest. It doesn't look. He is playing versus limit disables. Right? It's just the
coil and maybe curse if you even count that. But if they're able to get next to the carry, whatever that be, we'll see it now. It's got to be the Templar Assassin.
Okay.
So a fan of the TA here. I mean, in terms of sort of ways to tick through the refraction, there isn't a huge amount. Of course, there will be some summons in play with the Lycan. Overall, the TA scaling against the PA, how do you sort of fancy that? Or do you think this could be a bit of a tricky one for the TA?
This looks tricky, I gotta be honest. This doesn't look easy. Playing into, like you said, a lot of summons and team fights, the zombies and everything can be very annoying. for a hero like TA. The kite is also there, so yeah, this looks tough. Maybe Rebel can make something happen. I've seen him pop off on his Ember spirits and his spirits before because he's playing versus limited disables, but let's see if they can do it because Navi, they look good. This looks like a very standard Navi draft, and it looks like from what I feel like in the patch.
Remaining.
Yeah, shot.
Absolutely, yeah. As I said, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this should be an exciting matchup if you consider the sort of results and where both teams are coming from. Of course, Navi performing very well in Division 1. But Hellraisers, they did as far as where they smashed Division 2, right? The top squad at the end of Division 2 in the ending of the DPC tour. So we're really going to see how good their potential is. You know, when you come top of Div 2, you know, how far are you ahead of the other teams? You know, are you just top of Div 2, or are you already pushing into the territory where you're being able to challenge these Division 1 teams? We're going to find out here. And as you say, it could be a difficult draft to do it with. I mean, overall, where do you feel Hellraiser's greatest strengths lie with what they're going to try and tackle Navi with here?
I think it's so much on Rebel. I think if he's able to have a good laning phase versus the Puck, which we've seen, you know, Ember Puck this matchup a lot of times for Ember, but at the same time also he's versus no one. So, I don't know. This just looks tough. This looks like a crazy hard game. Maybe with the Puck shard, the timing, like when they get the early, if they can get an early Deso timing with a TA shard versus the Puck, then they can actually have catch for this Puck to win. Yeah, it's looking hard. It's looking really difficult. But yeah, let's say.
See, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting ourselves ready to get into the game. It looks like it's all loaded up. We'll be able to get this up on your screen. Game 1 here of Navi versus Hellraisers. Let's find out. Let's find out if Hellraisers have what it takes to challenge Navi.
Oh, we get predictions as well too, right? Oh, hell.
We do. You can try it though. I was watching earlier. I think Gareth and Sheep said it didn't work.
It doesn't work. Oh, let me try.
So I think it's just for the viewers, of course. So
let's put Melody, most wards. Unknown error. Okay, yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So in terms of lanes, any sort of surprises we might be getting? And you like this as well, your mirror with the full stat build here, the full wonder and the 3 branches on top of it.
Yeah, I like it.
Stat it up.
Wow.
Whose lanes looking? I mean, the Enigma lanes always do well, so because they just pull the lane back. I imagine Enigma's going to do pretty well for PA. It's Puck versus Ember. We've seen this one a million times. Ember does very well, but it's no one versus the Ember, so I think no one's probably going to come out ahead because he's an absurd mid laner. TA and TA Chen versus Lycan Wyvern. I mean, these lanes look like there shouldn't be many kills happening, to be honest with you, unless some pretty big misplays happening. They look pretty pretty static, pretty chill. Like Lycan it versus TA, you know, like that's usually something. That's like a boring lane that everyone just kind of trade farming versus each other.
At last, the battle begins.
Yeah, I'm hyped up to see what Rebel's going to be able to do because, as we saw there as well, he's Grandmaster tier on the Ember Spirit. So you know he knows what he's doing on this hero.
I've seen him win games by himself when he plays like his I think it's his Ember, his Void. I think even his Timber Saw, if I'm not mistaken. He's had some unbelievable games when he's put the team on his back. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see
it's going to be a potential challenge in the mid lane. As you say, you know, no one. He's been looking pretty hot recently. But of course, you know, the Ember, it was picked into the Puck. So as I say, Rebel is going to be clearly very confident going into this matchup. Yeah, let's see what he's going to be able to do.
I'm staring at mid lane. Already no one got the first range creep deny. It's all going to be about those early levels. I think is now, like the early denies actually matter more and more now. Is the level disparities, you know, the changes in levels. Solo. Very good. But yeah, it's like, I think like a couple denies can just skew these matchups even more so than before. Because you hit 6 before them at a much higher margin, much faster.
Sure.
And no one already is bullying. Look at this. Hits 2, get double up a wave. The Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I'll be able to get his bottle straight out. See how much Rebel can deal with this pressure that no one's going to continue to apply under that reach wave pushed in. Of course, how much farm Watson's going to be able to get down at the bottom lane is the TA.
Takes a big clap there. Yeah, let's see what creep the Chen's able to find. So looking at the camps that are available, it is blocked, of course. See if he's able to find that dreaded mana burn creep. Although it's not a lane that cares too much because it is the Lycan, but either way. So TA should be able to free farm down here. I think Lycan should also free farm. gonna be pretty, across the board should be pretty farm heavy. Side of Navi.
So they're giving Gilgert a nice little chase around the map.
Courier has been killed.
Free up as much space as he can for V-Tune, but of course, likely that Enigma's still going to be able to take quite a few creeps away from V-Tune in the lane.
Just undying things. There's no way to bully this here. It used to be, what, like the ogres and stuff like that. Used to be the kind of clockwork, actually, somehow. There's nothing counters him anymore. Like actually nothing can bully him. Except, like, I guess a Chen or an Edge. Even then, heroes. The Decay just really secures pretty much any lane. So PA free farm, but they can't kill the Enigma, so Enigma.
Close in the mid lane still, 13-1 to 12-1. The bottom lane, quite a bit of contest here with the creeps. A few denies coming in from both sides. So be able to grab this creep wave around quite nicely. So nobody really threatened yet.
No, I think this is one of the more chill, boring kind of early game / drafting setups that I think we've had in a while. At least that I've had. Because TA versus Lycan in one lane, this lane is very unlikely anything happens. Top lane, they're pulling back and constantly resetting, and then it's a Puck Ember match.
Yeah, there just isn't a lot of pretty much any sort of early game stuns or obviously there's some slows in play, but nothing too drastic. So a death in this early game, it's definitely going to be down to just a straight up mistake being made by whoever goes down.
I think maybe we could see like Solo. I think he could potentially be the one that dies top if he walks up too fast for too far versus Eidolons and gets cogged in. But at the same time, also he could also drop a Tombstone and then they turn onto the Enigma or something because the PA season open. So yeah, it's all about misplays really. They're being annoying bottom. I think Malady actually just he's stealing the wolves constantly, and it is tripping up Blaze a little bit in the laning phase. You see a couple last hits behind the TA because he's, you use those wolves to last hit with you, and yeah, Malady's just taking both of them. Very annoying, actually.
Flash of inspiration.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, tough to play with the wolves.
Like, he's actually just killing them too. You see that? Like he's taking one of them and then killing the other one with it over and over again. So this is actually a better lane than I thought it was going to be for HR. I thought the Wyvern.
I mean, what do you do if you like? Do you still keep trying to play with the wolves in the lane, or you still have to? You just accept the fact that they're going to be messed with a bit.
Yeah, you're still farm, but look at that. He takes every single time. Immediately takes it.
Top lane. Solo gets caught in the cogs. It's enough damage with the Eidolons. He's going to try and stand his ground, but they'll take him out. There's blood here for Hellraisers. Indeed, it was exactly as you said. It had to make. He gets caught in the cogs. The Eidolons are doing the damage, but not that potential for the turnaround that may have been there if he was in a bit of a better shape or had that extra level.
But this, it's the only place that there's a kill that can happen. Like that's the only situation. Yeah, I think there's like a chance maybe they turn and get Gilgert if like Solo was a little healthier, but he started low. Either way, V-Tune, he's free farming, so it's a death for the Undying, but it's a job that he's supposed to.
False idolatry.
Oh, they got a nice creep towards Troll. So Watson just gonna stay at that full health pretty much now, as if he hasn't been already. So full free farm for TA. That's a really good start here for the side of Hellraisers. But as we said, not slowing down the Lycan too much. He's still gonna have a good Dominator. See how much Malady's able to offset that with his equations.
With the helm out, he's couldn't deal with any harassments that sent his way, so he's fine.
You can get some good creeps in this game too, like the Ogre Frost Mage can be really nice versus the minus armor and physical damage.
So power rings, it's gonna be tough.
For your impertinence.
Well, Skillget did come across to try and help out. But we'll still be able to get in and grab the rune for himself. No one able to take a kill around the spot.
And we see no one doing what we saw at the Major a lot. Ooh, Rebel does get the ward. The Chainmail pick up, of course, versus the slight spam. Although we did see Ori get a Gloves of Haste one game, and I think he regretted that.
That's true, yeah, he did go.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting pickup. He was just getting super harassed right afterwards, too. We're like, oh man, he's definitely
was that against an Ember or Kunkka in that?
I think it was the Ember. I think it was against Ember. I can't remember.
See, top lane again, Solo. has been caught in the cogs, and he'll go down at once more. Gilga finding these opportunities to trap Solo and set up Miro to get these kills top lane.
Nice lanes. So now the Enigma's starting to, I mean, not slowing down the PA still. PA still farming fine, but getting these enabled kills from Gilger. He's getting runes as well. And you're seeing everyone's farming fine. The TA really the biggest outlier versus
it's just the bottom lane, right? Yeah. Laser's falling a bit behind.
It's really Melody. Like, he's playing this lane perfectly as Chen. He has no threat of dying, so he's playing super confident and just playing in the face of the Lycan. And yeah, you see the difference maker. So yeah, really nice start.
One thing for sure, you know, it is destined to be a pretty quick battle, Fury. V-Tune, he's already got 2 of the components. He's just about to pick up the 3rd. So this is going to be a very nice timing with the way that he's rushing Battle Fury this game.
And they're making a move now too. They know that the Enigma's having a really solid start with free farm, so they want to gank. He's top net worth, so this is a really good kill if they're able to find it on no one.
Looks like he's playing pretty sensible there.
I think they see the courier. Look at the courier in the enemy in the dire jungle right now. It actually is spotted by the ward, so I think they know that the puck's lingering.
Nah, for sure, yeah. You're absolutely right. And with that in mind, there's not going to be a chance of catching out Miro here.
Nice move from Gilger in particular. Yeah, look, he even tips him. So this was all Gilger's move from earlier when he walked in jungle, took the rune, put the ward down, breaks the move from Navi. 2K lead already.
Yeah, decent amount of time wasted there. Hellraisers be pretty happy with this start. Definitely going to be a test how fast Watson's going to be able to farm in the mid game compared to V-Tune's PA. Say is very much on track for solid timing on the Battle Fury. Just what, 700 gold away from having this done. 800 gold. So this is going to be a sort of pre-10-minute Battle Fury for V-Tune. If he gets away with this, he's not pressured, and they don't try and punish him whilst he's just walking around hitting creeps, hitting camps with the naked Battle Fury. This PA it's going to go to big places.
My thrift rewarded.
Wait around in the fight.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower.
Quite a lead already. This is kind of exactly what HR needs to get tempo. Take early towers and then potentially get for that early Roche with their 10 Enigma, and maybe they'll be the ones kind of setting that tempo. Okay, lead.
Drop the tombstone here, Solo. Sees Gilger and he don't want to get trapped again in those cogs. Trying to dissuade Gilger from going in for the kill.
Good aggression though. HR even making like deep moves into the jungle, pushing Navi into a more scared position here.
Middle tower.
Navi can't react. They actually need the puck. They need no one in order to make any of these early moves right now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do a lot. You know, Lays didn't have the best of times, the freest farm down bottom. He had the slowest opening to the game. And of course, you've got a PA that's gone for the naked Battle Fury, so, you know, V-Tune, he's not going to want to step anywhere near the fights anytime soon. So, a lot of it down to that no one's just be able to clear out these waves and stop Hellraisers from being able to push this game to the next step.
Yeah, until Sweden Strong has level 6, it's kind of all on him to make any move. So I think Hellraisers looking to kill, like, keep like splitting up a little bit on the map, having TA just chill on bottom, and now they're looking to surround mid and force a move. They could look to just pressure the tower down.
To bottom, and we'll be able to dive in for Watson. He's going to get some backup now, though. They still continue to keep the summons on top of the TA and manage to take him out.
Rebel, though.
See what he can get in return. Cold Embrace, by Sweden Strong, a little bit of time. He's got another remnant to play with, a sleight of fist to finish the job. Rebel will manage to clean up Sweden Strong in return. And of course, what that was happening bottom. Yeah, 10 minutes in, it's another tower taken out. No one will be able to sneak in the deny. But still, this is some early towers being lost here to the pressure of Hellraisers. Hellraisers making sure that they use this early game advantage that they've got out of the lanes to the maximum potential and start to limit the safe areas of the map that Navi's going to have and is going to be able to keep control of to make sure that V-Tune gets the space to carry.
It's a quiet 11 minutes, but it's really disciplined from the side of HR. The way they they stuck to their lanes. They didn't do anything too funny, too crazy. They just had the TA farming bottom, Chen just contesting versus Lycan, playing confident. Everyone just kind of playing their exact role right now and not going crazy. No one's diving any plays. No one's like walking up high grounds. They're chilling. Even though they know V-Tune is getting this free farm, you see HR, they're very comfortable, very happy with this.
Absolutely. I do feel they've got to keep it going, though.
They do.
PA is just a classic carry that, you know, if you ain't ended the game by a certain point and PA's been able to hit the creeps, get their items, the PA can 1v5 you. So V-Tune's definitely going to become a threat. You know, still not for some time, though, so Hellraisers, they've got plenty of minutes to play with. But it's definitely going to be in the back of their minds that they've got to keep the ball rolling and just not give the chance for the game to calm down and V-Tune to be able to carry.
Absolutely. I think they should just react to every fight, especially anytime that Rebel is ready. Rebel should just show up, right? Especially right now, DD, Javelin, he is the strongest hero on the map right now.
See NAVI themselves trying to set up around the bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower
Hellraisers won't be able to get in and do anything about the tower being taken down. Lays to push it off the map.
It's kind of big for NAVI, being able to set up. They don't even have... Okay, now they just hit 6 on the Wyvern, but they didn't have 6 on the Wyvern for that moment yet. And yeah, HR, a little bit slow to react. I would have liked to see them not lose that tower. I would have really liked to see the Ember get down there faster.
See Solo, he will get left behind by the rest of the squad. And, a bit of a freebie here for Hellraisers.
Have been schooled.
Still very farmed. Gonna have a good Maelstrom timing. TA, Watson, he's farming at the same time too. So I guess that was the trade-off for them. They're telling themselves, do we want to commit for bottom and lose farm on 2 cores of the map? Or do we want to just sack the tower, TA farms, Enigma farms? And that was the play. Because they're gonna have a really good timing. Watson's gonna have Deso. Enigma has Wraith Pact, so yeah, they could make their way into Roche really soon. They'll have Deso, Maelstrom, and Wraith Pact timing all together to be able to force Navi's and Mac as well on the Chen. So kind of big timing that they could look to just walk into that Roche pit. If they see one ulti on Navi used, then if Puck Coil gets used or Wyvern Curse on a side lane, that's gonna be straight to Roche Belward.
So I imagine if Navi do catch wind of Hellraisers going for the pit, they'll be heading straight over to try and contest.
I think right now for HR, you can maybe just shove these lanes in, try to force one of those big spells out. Even if you lose a hero, you respawn and yeah, you can get the big timing. So let's see, right now they're chilling, farming. 4-2, very quiet kill-wise, but...
Oh, they're going to go in.
They're just going in without it, okay.
Now we'll see it by Gilga. He's going to try and create some action off to the side. He's going to back up a Miro. As they'll go for Solo, again taking down the Undying with very little struggle.
Very smart. Yeah, they get the kill and right into it. This is going to die too fast for Navi to react.
It doesn't look like Navi's going to be able to set up for this at all. They're not in position. The Hellraisers are definitely continuing to sort of tick the boxes here and what they want to achieve with their lineup. 14 minutes in, having the lead, having the Aegis in their hands, definitely feels like that from their perspective, everything's going as they would hope for.
Now they just have to keep the discipline up, make sure you don't overcommit into these like curses or anything like that. Right now, it's looking good. V-Tune still at the top though.
V-Tune's massive. This PA
farm.
It's a huge concern. I feel like if he gets, V-Tune, if he's able to sort of get the 2 items on top of the Battle Fury, it looks like he wants to go for the double dispel and defensive capabilities with the Manta into the BKB. If he gets these 2 items and they haven't, Hellraisers haven't been able to sort of like break a tier 3, start to get onto a barracks, the PA is going to be a huge issue.
Yeah, it's still, this is not enough of a lead. This is a great start. They just have to keep it clean. They can't be giving up any kills pretty much anywhere on the side lanes, any of these cores.
Yeah, they've got to be getting at least like 2 tier 2s with the Sages.
Black Hole.
I mean, that's definitely going to work as the catch here for no one, as no one gets taken out. There's never 5 actually they want to commit to this one. It would be risky. See a good hook shot here from the side. Gilga slides in. Once you put on Solo, Gilga, he's just had his number every single time. Catches Solo in the cogs.
They start running away with it though. They forced this move. The Wyvern actually didn't have mana. Bleeding Strong has been saving his gold for Blink, so limited mana, doesn't have the curse to cancel the black hole.
They needed that. That would have been a... If curse was there, I think they would have been able to avoid both of those deaths.
I think perhaps, but yeah,
at least
limited mana. HR. Again, now forcing a mistake from Navi because of all this pressure and potentially now getting a tier 2. And we talked about like Tombstone and stuff, maybe some problems. They just tanked through it. Hand to God back, and then the creeps just killed it. So HR
Under a tower is gone.
5k lead. This PA is not going to be able to have a chance to 1v5 at HR's point.
Yeah, it's going to be so much pressure on V-Tune. He's got to carry hard. And he's got a good hero to do it, and he's certainly got the money. But it really is the thing, he's had the Battle Fury, he got a great timing on it, But if you consider that and you just look how close behind him all 3 cores of Hellraisers are, it just goes to show how much Hellraisers as a team are getting out of the map with these early pushes.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see when the Lycan's actually going to feel like a hero, right? Like, he's 1-0, but he's going to get his Helm of Overlord, and it's just going to get taken from Channel Game. And E2, they found
the
it.
corner.
Radiant's
Massive catch there for Hellraisers. As, it's looking rough. You know, when V2's getting caught out like that, Hellraisers going to be feeling very good about themselves. They're ready to set up on the bottom and start to push this bottom wave round. Still a tier 1 for the taking, so more potential gold. Continue this early game snowball that Hellraisers are trying to run away with the game with.
They're constricting the map really nicely. Immediately top, they see like a creep wave. Rebel makes his way toward up there. They're still farming aggressively as well. Chen, TA, Clockwork, Enigma playing together. But Navi can't really get out. TA respawning in 10 seconds and won't even have a place to go when she does respawn.
And I like this as well from Rebel with the build, right? Going for the Maelstrom just straight into the Shivas.
I like it.
Because suddenly, you know, this Lycan that's been struggling, he's going to barely be able to do much damage at all. And then PA, even when V-Tune does turn up, you've got that ability to be able to live, get another set of your spells off. This smart stuff from Rebel, and it's going to allow him to keep playing from ahead.
Yeah, I really like this build up this game. Versus the summons of Lycan as well too, like the heals, etc. This is going to be a really disruptive build. Just going to tank and survive pretty much every single situation.
Oh, you see that catch that Stubby's got the turn, and no one will manage to jump out in time. They've used the curse, but is it going to cause the death of Gilda? It won't. Hand of God's off, Gilda's able to walk it away, and they'll end up losing both supports there. And obviously, but kind of more painful than the 2 supports going down is the fact that Winter's Curse won't be available for a bit. So I sort of one of the big issues, one of the big ultimates that Hellraisers care about out of the game. They're going to be back on with the push. They'll be able to get this tier 2. We'll see what more they want to look for. They've still got a minute on the Aegis.
They're hitting every timing, every single thing too. Like the Chen creeps are all ready. They're playing aggressive. Everyone's armored. Ogre, Frost Mage, Ice Armor, and everyone. And Watson, he did buy that shard too. So now we mentioned, you know, the Puck could have this elusive game, this free game. No longer. No one now walks into a trap, he's dead. He's just going to get silenced and focused down as well too. Navi have kind of lost any control in this game, and V2, and like we said, massive work cut out for him, but starting to feel pretty impossible.
I want to see Lays. He's found it.
Radiant's
not had an easy time. Oh, that meld hit. That'll do it. Another kill for Watson as they'll set up on the bottom, bring the creep wave round, ready to look for some more tier 1s. And Navi at the moment, they just have to keep their distance. They're not set up to fight Hellraisers at this stage.
They're scrambling because the traps are watching everybody too. Like they step outside and HR just knows exactly where they were. I mean, we talked about Navi's vision game, but the traps are kind of doing everything.
So Miro feeling very confident there, almost blinking up to the high ground, leading in, looking for a black hole opportunity. Now, I mean, without a doubt, so far, you know, this opening, this is what you want to see, right, from a team that's coming into the start of the long road of the TI qualifiers. This is the sort of opening you look for from a squad that's got the potential to go far. Yeah, this is what, you know, binging ranked, binging queued, binging understanding of the game at the moment does, because like we mentioned prefaced, HR has one of like the highest MMRs I think in the world. This team, like multiple top 10, top 1 players, and now it's showing. You know, this first game, it's looking super crisp. Yeah, really, really nice. Here, we'll see it smoke here.
Sick.
This could be. It's coming big away. What's the Gilga? He's got a pretty nice setup behind him to the black hole as well. That's the tree, catches no one off to the side. It doesn't get much better than that here for Hellraisers. They'll also be able to turn towards Lays. He's trying to run away. The Marathon is causing issues. They should go down as well. He does. The curse will come out. A little too late. Will he get any kills out of this? It won't. The heals are off. Nobody dies on Hellraisers. It's 4 dead on Navi.
Even the plate mail. You mentioned the plate mail. Like they would have at least gotten like an Ember kill there, but he lives because he's too tanky, and it's a stop. Gilger, literally the perfect hook shot. He finds the Wyvern. There's no way to cancel Black Hole otherwise. Miro commits it, gets 3. He even gets a lucky puck.
Yeah, catching no one off the side. That's sort of the opposite edge of the Black Hole. Catch from him. It's going to be the mid-racks going down.
That's game. There's no way they can come back now. That's 2 sets.
I certainly think you might be right on that one. Yeah, V-Tune, he's got the money, he's got the farm, but just the rest of Navi, they've got nothing. So it definitely feels that it's too much for a PA to carry now.
And this is quite a solid confidence booster as well too. HR, a team that's been on the rise, dominated Div 2, but starting the qualifier run like this, dominating Navi 16-2, like this, you know, for the next game, this might even have a little bit of an effect. 'Cause everyone kind of knows, you know, he's a player that does get affected a little bit by these things. So we'll see how he does going to the next games. This is quite a beatdown.
Yeah, because it's been a tough game for him, right? Just, you know, sometimes you have the puck performances where you just see the players being sort of countered in every movement. He wasn't able to find that impact in the mid game and the setup with the dream coil that he needs to.
He wasn't able to find anything, right? The one failed rotation top, and that felt like it was kind of a game.
Oh, look here again. The silence of the trap catch, the curse will come out. Provide a bit of safety. Gilga might go down this time. No, going to heal. The hand of God. Gilga's going to be healed. We'll see V2 jump on the VK, but they've lost no one. They've lost Sweden strong. And at this point, we'll see what V2 can do on his own, but I don't think it's going to be a whole lot. He's trying to take down Watson, but the refraction's up. V2 BKB comes to an end. So does his life. Lays the last one alive. It's just a little too late, and it's just a little too much here for the PA to carry.
Look at Malady. He's throwing the taunts. He's doing the conga line as well, too. Yeah, too tanky. The auras, everything coming into play. Mech aura, Wraith Pact aura. Navi is that far behind, but now you're seeing the fruition of HR, how they played, how they built up at this point. Now PA can't do anything.
Straight up to top racks. Still a tier 1 and a tier 2 down bottom, so Mech creeps won't be available quite yet. And as you would imagine, you know, pretty much all of these games, we will see teams play until the end of the pools. But how much is on the line hit?
Gilger, a little bit of a show reel for him this game.
He's been crushing it on the clock. This has been a fantastic first game for him. Straight from the off, really. You know, getting the kills that, as we said, were difficult to find. This wasn't an early game where kills were going to be handed to you, but catching solo a fair few times. And just since then, every single moment that they look for a team fight, Gilga, he's in there first, starting it, and multiple times catching, you know, 2 people minimum in his pogs.
Yeah, it's been flawless. I actually don't know. I don't think you could look at anything that HR did this game and be like, ooh, this could have been done a little bit. No, it was perfect from laning phase. Malady dominating the Lycan matchup.
Yep.
Kind of just knowing how to offset it, making sure TA free farms. Ember did excellent mid. Top, they got those kills. You know, PA was still farming top, but they got those extra kills and got the tower, set up the wards to see the puck movement. Yeah, you couldn't ask for more if you were watching and you're an HR fan right now.
I mean, of course, if you're Navi, you may already be sort of in the back of your mind thinking about what you want to change up in the second game. I mean, you look at the way that Hellraisers play here, you know, what's got to go, or if you're, you know, just sort of going to look at what you tried yourself as Navi, what's got to change?
I guess they probably perhaps thought they were going to do better in lanes, but maybe having a playmaker outside of just the mid laner, I guess that's the only thing I can see, because you have your Undying, your Lycan, and your Wyvern, and these heroes kind of have to play off of each other. They have to play off of other heroes to make them strong rather than independently, you know what I mean? Like, they can't actually go and make things happen unless the puck is there. They have to kind of win lanes, and then they have to group up with this lane. Which it was possible. It was definitely possible, but Lycan's had no game, right? After laning phase, he hasn't really been able to show up too much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as you say, you know, Malady had him handled, and even now at this point of the game in the net worth as well, he's about to, one more fight, and he'll take over the farm of Lays.
And he didn't even go for the shard yet. That's the other thing too, is like we were mentioning it in the beginning of the game. He can still get shard on Chen, and then the Lycan's 5,000 gold item.
They probably give it. Did they give it to the Chen here?
I think so, actually. You might be right. I think Ember might just take it though.
Okay, sure. Because he's Ember, he's a core. He's like, I'm picking that one up. He'll grab that there, Rebel.
He doesn't even need it. Why not? So.
I mean, look at, and now, you know, they've got the full MKB on Watson.
Oh yeah.
It feels like it's over. You know, V2, for all the farm that he's got, he's just going to get destroyed by this TA.
Yeah, and I do want to go back and say I'm a little confused. I don't think it would have mattered, but the Yasha build-up going to I don't know. I feel like the standard build for the PA would have made a lot of sense this game. I don't think he could have gotten it anyway, but like, I just didn't really get why. I can understand like the smoke changes and stuff like that, but Sierra kind of just always is. You can't really deviate too much on PA. Like I said, I don't think it really would have.
Bottom tower is about to flounder.
Hellraisers ready to go for the final tier 1, tier 2, and more, you would imagine. NAVI will have one final chance at a defense around their high ground.
Bottom tower.
It's not going to be easy though. Fresh Aegis in the hands of Watson.
Nobody's gotten any gold on the side of NAVI besides the PA in the last like 7 to 8 minutes either. They have the blink on the Wyvern. He's bought a shard. Item progression's kind of stagnated. Puck, no one has the same item. Everyone has the same items. So this next fight, it's now HR with the full arsenal of next set of items versus a lineup that's got no farm.
Rebel's also got an arcane rune in the bowl.
Oh boy.
So he's going to be ready to jump in all over the place in the team fight.
See how fast heroes die.
See what Navi can do.
Radiants are scanning for enemy.
And they slow down this potentially final push. Nobody really wants to go in first, but someone's going to have to do something.
Bottom tower has fallen.
3 gone.
All right, let's see. Blaze, he's going for the wraparound.
He's thinking about it, but how does he really go for it? He's going to start to look towards the over the cogs down. The BKB popping through. He's look to jump in, but there's the black hole. The MKB hits. V-Tune's out of the game. No buyback for him. Nolo goes down. He does have a buyback. No one does not, and they'll call it. It really is over. GG, 27 to 25 to 4. I mean, the Hellraisers are said, this was the team top of Division 2. Navi, of course, performing very well in Division 1, but Hellraisers saying that, and very much showing that they were far, far ahead of the rest of the teams down in Division 2 if they're turning up and stomping Navi like they did here in this game 1. That was very impressive.